Everyone trusted him, so no one questioned where the money really was, and that was the mistake.
It was a cold morning in Harbor City when the phone calls began. They came in quietly at first, clients asking routine questions. Then panic followed. Withdrawals weren't processing. Accounts that had been stable for decades were suddenly inaccessible. By the end of 2008, the name Victor Hale meant more than wealth. For many, it meant safety. Hale wasn't known for bold promises or flashy marketing. His influence came from reputation. He had once held leadership roles within a major electronic exchange. He was seen as an insider, a builder of the system, not a gambler inside it. His investment firm was small and selective. Clients didn't feel recruited, they felt chosen. And in finance, exclusivity often feels like trust. Victor Hale described his strategy in dense, technical language: low risk, consistent returns, market-neutral positioning. To most clients, it sounded reassuring, complex enough to discourage questions, conservative enough to calm fear. What no one could see was that there were no trades behind the numbers, no portfolio, no real positions. Account statements were fabricated, trade confirmations were invented, losses were quietly erased on paper, gains were typed into existence. New money was used to pay older investors, a classic Ponzi structure hidden beneath sophistication. This wasn't a single act of deception. It was a system built slowly, carefully over decades. The illusion survived because it wasn't maintained by one man alone. A network of intermediary funds, feeder funds, collected money from across the world: charities, pension funds, foundations, private families. They pooled capital and sent it directly to Hale's firm. Many performed little to no independent verification. Why would they? Hale's reputation preceded him. His consistency silenced doubt. Questioning him meant questioning everyone who had trusted him before. And in that silence, billions moved quietly through the system. But not everyone was convinced. Between 1999 and 2005, a financial analyst named Elliot Raines repeatedly contacted regulators. He didn't speculate, he brought mathematics. Raines demonstrated that the returns Hale reported were statistically impossible, incompatible with market behavior and known instruments. He submitted reports, detailed analyses, clear warnings. Regulatory agencies opened files, conducted brief inquiries, then moved on. No sustained investigation followed. The system didn't fail all at once. It failed slowly, through bureaucracy, fragmentation, and the assumption that someone else had already checked. The collapse didn't come from exposure, it came from pressure. In 2008, global markets tightened, liquidity vanished, confidence evaporated. Investors demanded withdrawals, not because they suspected fraud, but because they needed cash. Victor Hale couldn't deliver. There were no reserves, no hidden assets, only numbers on paper. On December 10, 2008, Hale confessed the truth to his sons. He told them the business was entirely fabricated. The next day, they reported him. Federal agents arrested Hale at his apartment in Harbor City. The illusion ended instantly. What followed was a reckoning. Prosecutors revealed the scale of the deception. Thousands of victims, entire institutions misled. On paper, account statements reflected nearly $60 billion. In reality, actual investor losses were closer to $18 billion. One number represented belief, the other represented truth. Hale's longtime deputy, Samuel Price, pleaded guilty. He admitted to orchestrating the falsified records and cooperated with investigators. In 2009, a federal judge sentenced Hale to the maximum possible prison term. A court-appointed trustee, Daniel Cross, was tasked with recovering what could be saved. Over years, billions were returned through global litigation. But the damage went beyond money. Charities collapsed, retirements vanished, legacies were erased. Victor Hale died in custody in 2021, but the lesson remained. This wasn't just the story of one criminal. It was a reminder that when reputation replaces verification and silence replaces scrutiny, entire systems can fail. Quietly, and by the time anyone asks the right questions, the damage has already been done.